Spring 1945. The war in Europe was practically over. German cities were reduced to rubble, and the Kriegsmarine fleet had been decimated. Yet, in the ports of the Baltic Sea, Nazi engineers were launching a machine that made Allied commanders break into a cold sweat. It wasn't a normal submarine. It was an Elektroboot. If this vessel had entered mass production just 1 year earlier, the Battle of the Atlantic would have had a very, very different ending. Today, we discover why the Type 21 was the most terrifying and wasted secret weapon of the Third Reich. To understand the terror the Type 21 inspired, you have to understand how submarines operated up to that point. The truth is, the famous Type VII U-boats weren't true submarines. They were surface ships that could submerge for short periods to attack or hide. They were slow underwater, blind, and needed to surface frequently to recharge their batteries, making them easy prey for Allied radar and bomber planes. Admiral Karl Donitz knew his gray wolves were being slaughtered. He needed an engineering miracle, and his scientists delivered. The Type 21 broke every rule of naval engineering. First, the design. They stripped away the deck guns and created a smooth, completely hydrodynamic hull. Second, the batteries. It had 3 times the electrical capacity of any previous submarine. But what truly terrified British and American intelligence was this. The Type 21 could travel submerged at 17 knots. It was faster underwater than many Allied escort ships were on the surface. It could approach a convoy, fire its acoustic homing torpedoes completely silently, and vanish into the depths before the destroyers even knew what hit them. It was, for all intents and purposes, a ghost. On paper, it was the ultimate weapon. But the reality of war had other plans. Germany tried to build these submarines using a modular system across different factories to avoid Allied bombing raids. It was a logistical nightmare. The parts didn't fit. The welding tolerances were abysmal. Out of the 118 built, only 2 ever saw active combat patrols before the final surrender. Donitz's miracle arrived simply too late. The Type 21 never sank a single Allied ship. Yet, it changed naval warfare forever. When the Allies captured these submarines intact at the end of the war, they were stunned. The United States, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union shamelessly copied its technology. The Nazi Type 21 became the direct father of the modern nuclear submarines that would silently patrol the oceans throughout the entire Cold War. What other secret weapon do you think arrived too late to change the course of history? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching.